In this video, we're going to be talking about reasons why you shouldn't be moving to Florida. Okay, so I've done some videos like this before, just starting off with how things are going in late 2022 and how things are trending in 2023 based on what we're seeing in the market. If you are a first-time home buyer and you're wondering whether to move to Florida, you may want to strongly consider that. And the reason why I'm saying this is because prices are going up to buy a home and to rent in Florida all the time. The market has cooled off a little bit, but what we're seeing is the prices in about a year's time have gone up roughly 25%. The rents may be just as bad as the home prices if you're looking to buy a new property. So if you are living in a state, if you're living in an area where it's affordable, the weather's pretty decent or whatever meets your needs wherever you're at, to come to Florida just thinking, oh, I'm gonna save on income tax, no state income tax, you need to weigh your pros and cons. Because what we're seeing in the rental market here, you got to understand that it is really getting out of hand. And the laws in Florida are what I would say in real estate, it's halfway, and it's in the middle. Sometimes it's for the landlord, sometimes it's for the tenants. It's mixed up. I don't want to get too deep into that because I'm not a real estate lawyer. But as a realtor, I do see the pros and cons of this. So just beware, moving to Florida from a financial standpoint. What I would say is if you're coming to Florida saying, hey, I'm going to come to Florida and I'm going to find tons of jobs, I'm going to, be able to work and do a lot of things. Yes, you can, but the pay compared to other states is not going to be as high. So you want to really weigh that when you're coming. A lot of folks here in Florida will work 2 jobs. Sometimes they work 3 jobs. You're going to see that the cost of living is not equal a lot of times to what you're going to make on your jobs. And so that may be everywhere, but a lot of folks want to come to Florida and thinking that they're going to make a ton of money at these jobs. And what I'm referring to is maybe entry-level positions, maybe in the food service industry, as we know. Just coming to Florida in general, the pay typically overall is going to be less than, of course, maybe out west, up north. So you really want to weigh that. You really want to look at that. Now, if you're a person, and you hear this all the time, the weather to me in Florida is beautiful. I lived in Central Florida for a long time, and I lived in Northeast Florida. They're a little bit different. The biggest difference, what I found, is Central Florida is definitely more humid, whereas Northern Florida is a little bit more cooler. When moving to Florida, as you know, everybody hears about the hurricanes, tons of rain a lot of times, hail, you get it. So just be prepared. The weatherwoman will be your best friend, meteorologist. Pay attention to that. A lot of time you can get in flood zones. So these are things just to pay attention to. If you're a person that really doesn't like all the humidity, Florida is a state where you may not want to move to. So those are things there that you definitely may not want to move to Florida. You hear me talk about it before in some other videos about reasons about Florida not to move here. Bugs.
Is that a fly swatter that I see over there?
Yes.
You're a sick you know that?
Bugs is a big thing for a lot of folks. You get used to it. Like I said, I've been living here 23 years. You get used to it. You have, all type of bugs, mosquitoes. You have them everywhere. But just in Florida with the heat and the humidity, the bugs that can get on you. Some people say flying roaches. I've never personally really seen many flying roaches, but I've heard about that. The lizards that get in your house all the time. So that definitely, you'll see them, especially the small ones, the big ones, you'll see all that. And then also, with your grass, keeping up with your grass and everything like that, that can be a situation where these bugs and stuff take over your grass a lot of times. So you need to get the grass treated. You own a property, you need to make sure if you're renting a property that they take care of that property, that land, because bugs will overtake it. Okay, moving on. You're gonna see snakes all the time from time to time. I mean, when I say that, I don't want to scare anybody, but you'll find some snakes sometime in your garage. I've been in my house 15, 17 years, seen about 3 snakes in my garage, right? You get them out. So when you're cutting grass at times, sometimes when you're walking in your neighborhood, you'll see, snakes here and there. Nothing to, be alarmed about. Just pay attention just watch where you're going. The big thing with hear about alligators, water. Florida has a lot of water. It's flat. Just pay attention to those areas where there's water. And sometimes they'll have signs warning you the alligators and whatnot. And just pay attention to it. Don't feed the alligators. Just watch your kids. As with anything, you'll see alligators in Florida here and there. Just watch for that. Another thing is, what I've noticed, they try to take advantage of the elderly a lot here in Florida. It's huge. You get a lot of scammers. You just got to be careful. If it doesn't sound right, doesn't look right, it's probably not right. So you'll get phone scammers, you get texts, a lot of different things in the state of Florida, and this is all over. So just pay attention to that. Insurance fraud is really big here. You'll have people knocking on your door about your roofs, fix your roof, want to check your roof out. So that was a thing for a while. Different things that's going on. And as you know, Florida, another key thing to remember is if you are a biker, some of these cities, and not all of them in Florida, but a lot of times the walkability in a lot of areas is not really good. Sometimes there was not room to walk on the sidewalk. There'll be no sidewalk, so you sometimes have to walk in the street. Florida is known for its accidents a lot of times. With all the construction going on, you see a lot of wrong way drivers a lot of times, a lot of accidents based on the construction. So you just get a lot of different things going on in the state. Another thing is with lightning. It's another thing to pay attention to, and that coincides with the weather. Florida is considered the lightning capital of the world. So just be careful when you're going out and about. When you see that lightning, get into safety. Really pay attention to that. Don't take it for granted. Be careful with that. So those are some of the reasons why I would say do not move to Florida if you can't handle these things. Of course, we'd love for you to move to Florida. If you have any questions or comments, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'll explain more in depth, give you more information. But these are some of the reasons why I would say do not move to Florida. There's probably many more, but just wanted to touch on some things. Hopefully this helps you out. And again, we'd love for you to move to Florida, but want to give you all the information that I feel is relevant if you choose to move to Florida. So my name is Artie Cox, local realtor in the area at eXp Realty. Love to help you out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.